Picture two gods. One god is chaos, power, glory. He makes $400 million and buys Bengal tigers just because he can. He lives like a king, drowning in gold, worshipped by thousands. Then, in a single breath, he falls, loses everything, dies with nothing but stories of what he once had. The other god is silence, patience, discipline. He becomes one of the richest humans alive, yet eats a $3 McDonald's breakfast and drives a regular car. His wealth doesn't scream, it compounds, quietly, forever. Same planet, same rules. Two completely opposite destinies. Here's the question that will haunt you. Which god are you following? Because right now, whether you know it or not, you're worshiping one of them. And that choice is determining whether you'll build generational wealth or die broke with expensive memories. Welcome to the psychology of money. Today, we meet the two gods who rule your financial destiny. Act 1. The Emotional God. Mike Tyson. Let me introduce you to the first god, the Emotional God. His name is Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, youngest heavyweight champion in history. At his peak, he was earning $30 million per fight. That's more money than most families will see in 3 generations. Mike wasn't just rich. He was powerful. He had mansions in multiple states, $6.3 million in luxury cars, 3 Bengal tigers as pets, a $580,000 birthday party, an entourage of hangers-on bleeding him dry. He lived like a god. Every impulse is satisfied. Every desire is fulfilled. If he wanted it, he bought it. No hesitation. No limits. But here's what the Emotional God teaches you. Emotion without discipline is a wildfire. It burns bright, fast, and leaves nothing but ash. By 2003, at just 36 years old, Mike Tyson filed for bankruptcy. $400 million gone. $23 million in debt. The tigers were taken away. The mansions are foreclosed. The entourage vanished. What happened? Mike wasn't stupid. He was emotional. He spent based on how he felt in the moment. When the money flowed, he matched his lifestyle to his peak. When it stopped, reality hit like a knockout punch. Psychologists call this lifestyle inflation. The Emotional God worships the feeling of wealth, not wealth itself. And feelings? They're expensive. Studies show 78% of NFL players go broke within 5 years of retirement. 78%. These are millionaires who followed the Emotional God. They felt rich, so they spent it. And when the feelings faded, they had nothing left. The Emotional God's commandment: if it feels good now, do it now. And that commandment will destroy you. Act 2. The Rational God. Warren Buffett. Now meet the second god, the Rational God. His name is Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest humans to ever live. Net worth? Over $100 billion. But here's what he does with that wealth. Eats a $3.17 McDonald's breakfast. Drives a regular car, nothing flashy. Lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. Doesn't own a yacht, private island, or mansion. Wait, what? With $100 billion, he lives like a middle-class accountant? Yes. Because the Rational God understands something. The Emotional God doesn't. Wealth is not what you spend. Wealth is what you keep. Buffett doesn't worship the feeling of being rich. He worships the reality of being free. And freedom doesn't come from buying tigers. It comes from patience, discipline, and emotional control. Warren Buffett has a rule: be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Translation: while everyone else panics and makes emotional decisions, he stays calm. While others blow money on status symbols, he invests. While others chase feelings, he chases compound interest. He calls it temperament over intelligence. He said, "It's not your IQ that determines your success with money. It's your temperament, your ability to control your emotions." The rational God doesn't burn bright and fast. He glows steady and forever. His wealth doesn't make noise, it multiplies silently in the background, while everyone else is distracted by shiny things. The rational God's commandment: control your emotions, or your emotions will control your money, and that commandment will set you free. Act 3. The bridge. The middle path. Now, you might be thinking, okay, cool story, but I'm not Mike Tyson. I'm not Warren Buffett. I'm just trying to pay rent and maybe save a little. Fair. So let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah's not famous. She's a small business owner, runs a local marketing agency. She's not making $400 million. She's making about $150,000 a year. Good money, but not buy a tiger money. A few years ago, Sarah had a huge year. 3 major clients signed on. Revenue doubled. She was making more money than she'd ever seen. And here's where she met the two gods. Emotional God whispered, "You deserve this. Upgrade your car. Move to a bigger apartment. You've earned it." The rational God whispered, "This could end. Save it. Invest it. Build a margin of safety." Sarah almost listened to the emotional God. She test drove a BMW. She toured luxury apartments. She felt the pull, the desire to look successful. But then she asked herself Buffett's question: am I building wealth or am I building a lifestyle? She chose the rational God. She kept her old car, stayed in her modest apartment, took that extra income and invested it, half into her business, half into index funds. She built what Buffett calls a margin of safety, a financial cushion. 2 years later, the economy tanked. 2 of her clients went under. Revenue dropped 40%. But Sarah? She was fine. She didn't panic. She didn't scramble. She had 6 months of expenses saved. Her investments kept growing. And because she hadn't inflated her lifestyle, she didn't have to deflate it either. Today, Sarah's wealthier than she's ever been. Not because she makes the most money, but because she kept the most money. That's the lesson. You don't need Buffett's billions to follow the rational God. You just need to control your emotions at every level of income. Whether you make $50,000 or $500,000, the question is the same. Are you worshiping feelings, or are you building freedom? The science. Why this matters. Here's the truth. Your brain is wired to follow the emotional God. Behavioral finance research shows we have cognitive biases, mental shortcuts that sabotage our money decisions. We overvalue immediate pleasure, present bias, match our spending to our income automatically, lifestyle inflation, make financial decisions based on fear and greed, not logic. And here's the kicker. Your beliefs about money, formed when you were 5 years old watching your parents, control your financial life more than your education, income, or IQ. Scientists found that people with better self-control are more likely to save, invest, and feel less financial anxiety. Not because they know more, because they control their emotions more. Think about it. Mike Tyson wasn't dumb. He just couldn't control his impulses. Warren Buffett isn't a genius. He's just patient. The difference between wealth and poverty is temperament. Revolutionary call to action. Here's the moment of truth. You're standing at a crossroads right now. 2 gods, 2 paths, 1 choice. The emotional God offers you instant gratification, the new car, the luxury apartment, the flex on Instagram, the feeling of success. But that path ends in anxiety, debt, and regret. The rational God offers you something quieter: discipline, patience, freedom, the feeling of not needing to impress anyone. And that path ends in generational wealth and peace. So here's what I need you to do, and this isn't just engagement. This is an intelligent decision. Right now, open your banking app. Look at your last 5 purchases. Ask yourself, which God was I following? Then, make one decision today that the rational God would make. Maybe it's saying no to an impulse purchase, setting up an automatic savings transfer, selling something you bought for status, not value. One decision. That's it. Because wealth isn't built in one big moment. It's built in 1,000 small choices. Drop a comment right now. Tell me which God you've been following and which God you're choosing today. Be honest. This is your financial confession. And if this video just shifted something in you, if you felt that click, then share it. Not for me. For someone in your life who's following the emotional God and doesn't even know it. Send them this video. It could change their life. Hit subscribe. We're building a community of people who choose intelligence over impulse, freedom over feeling, the rational God over the emotional God. Remember, you're not broke because you don't make enough. You're broke because you follow the wrong God. Choose wisely. Choose today. Choose freedom.